Wednesdays. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. I'm sounding a bit deep in the voice today. Not feeling terribly well. Well, I don't feel as bad as I sound, but yeah, there's definitely that going on. Got a beer here. This is from Carl at Floor Sweepers Union. This is his Belgian Dubbel, 7%. I'm hoping it might help with the throat a bit. So while I try and unwrap this, another one of his bloody electrical tape jobs, I'm glad you've done it. I'll tell you a bit about the malts. It's got Pilsner, Munich, dark candy syrup, Carahel, Social B, Special B, biscuit malt, and sugar. And hops were Tettnang, and with White Labs Abbey Ale yeast. I don't know which particular one. There may only be one. I don't know. But anyway, one of my much needed 330ml bottles. More about that later. A bit of fizz. Yep, it's carbonation. Let's get it into a glass. Looks pretty clear. It's got a really nice... I'll wait till I'm finished. I'm pretty sure it's off the keg. Ooh. I think I just saw some bits go in. I did. Oh, how interesting. Carl. I got it wrong. It's not bottle conditioned. Well, it is bottle conditioned. So I apologise for that. It was very clear until I went and put all stuff in. So yeah, not much of a head, but it is carbonated. I don't know if you can see that. There are little tiny bubbles rising from below. Its colour is, it would have been a deep brown, but oh god, I'm sorry, I've put a lot of stuff in it. Now my nose is a little bit stuffy, so I'm going to smell much of it. It's also pretty cold. I am getting that slight Belgian yeast character. Maybe a bit clovey. And caramel, toffee. But yeah, I'm only just getting those because it's cold and my nose is a bit screwed. Interesting. I was talking to Carl today and he asked, because I said I was going to crack this yesterday, but I didn't because I just couldn't even smell through my nose yesterday. But he said, does it taste all right or does it taste a bit dusty? And I wasn't 100% sure what he means, but I do now. It's that... not quite sure what creates that flavour, but I know exactly the flavour that you mean, and I've had it before in my beers. It's definitely got that Belgian character though, and a little bit of heat from the alcohol at 7%, even though it is cold. Anyway, I'll come back to that one. It's tasting very nice. What's going on? I have had a busy couple of weeks. I've been tinkering around with the Raspberry Pi, setting up brew pie. I don't know if anyone knows. Trying to control my fermentation feature. Put a little insert video. Been tinkering around with it. I'm just kind of starting to get into coding. I'm not hugely... Oh, excuse me, that's definitely carbonated. Not hugely proficient on the old coding, but I'm giving it a red hot college try in between all the other projects. Anyway, so had a bit of fun with that. Mate came over. We brewed the Dank Lord a couple of weeks ago, which incidentally is still fermenting. I was going to do another hydrometer reading because it's fermenting quite slow. It's now almost It's 10 days and it's still just exactly the same. It's been dropping at a fairly slow rate, and I was curious as to why that was. So I did a bit of research. It turns out that I used Thai palm sugar in that bowl. I'll put a link to the video up here when I post that grain to glass video. And palm sugar is actually about 80% sucrose, which the yeast has to first break down into glucose and fructose, and then, if I have this right, it has to go through and then break it down into maltose and whatever else it is. So the yeast is having to kind of go through several steps. So it is fermenting at 20 degrees, rock solid. It's always had about this much krausen on the top for the last 8 days, 9 days, but it's just steadily declining. The gravity is, I'll put an insert to the graph of what I've got in terms of readings, but it's really interesting. So who knows? I hope the Thai sugar is going to help with the flavour, but it does slow down fermentation on my data point of 1. Anyway, but the big news this week is, of course, those of you who've been following will know that on Sunday I fly up to Sydney and I'm going to go meet up with my mate Beefy. We're going to have a Imperial Stout tasting on Sunday, and then for this may be how I'm doing. The next day we're going to brew a Milky Way Porter, which I brewed going up to brew. You can see my grain to glass video there. On the big system, 600 litres. So I borrowed a GoPro and a bigger camera, so I've got options. I'm going to test them later tonight, which one I'm going to take. And so I hope to get a lot of good footage, and it's going to be hugely fun. And hopefully the beer turns out well too. Yeah, I'm pretty bloody excited about that. What else? What else has been happening? Oh yeah, and on the Milky Way Porter grain to glass video, I haven't yet sent out my package for the 200 subscriber challenge winner. So Alex, I haven't forgotten. It is coming. I'm just waiting for this dank lord to finish. But I posted that grain to glass video on Reddit and the BrewTube Facebook, and oh my god, I went from nothing to 700 views on that video overnight. There's so many people out there, and yeah, really great. Picked up heaps of subscribers, so if you're new to the channel, I hope you really like it. I like the content, and thank you for subscribing. And if you're a long time subscriber, thank you for tuning in every week. I know there's about 70 or 80 of you who find my content interesting for some reason, but I'm glad you're here nonetheless. So yeah, big thank you to everyone for subscribing and for all your comments. I read and respond to everyone. Yeah, well, I haven't responded to Cindy Bin yet, but yeah. I think that about wraps it up. I've also got a video that I put together of me installing my taps and the whole process of that, if you find it interesting. Because I couldn't find anything on the YouTubes how to do it, so I decided to create one of how I do it. Have I done it before? No. Did I do it perfectly? No. Did I do it successfully? Yes. So I'll whack that on now. Alright guys, Stas. Just trying to get this tap assembly on. It's a bit of a trial. I did actually get my 4mm inner diameter. Oops.
on with some hot water, as one of the very helpful chaps in New Zealand, Tim, said he could get it on there. So I gave it another go and went straight on, which is good. So now let's have a look. So I think I've tried looking online for a how-to. I think what I'm going to have to do is get the lines on the shanks, feed the lines through here first, attach the shanks, and then the taps attach to the shank, and then I'll do the disconnects on the other end. And what I'm unsure about is how to fasten these. So for those who haven't seen it, and I just realized a problem. So now you've got these nuts, and I don't know if you can see it on the video, but these aren't flat. They've got a curve in them because they match up with the inner shape of this, of the font, because of course the nut is flat, and so you want it to butt up flat against this, but you've got this curved shank, so you need to kind of match it with the curvature of this, and which is the same diameter as the font, and the nut kind of sits on that. So I'll have to take this out. I'm going to pass this through the hole. It's actually quite sharp on the inside, so let me just... Okay, so you can see that the shank is now in there, and that's kind of flush-ish with that. Now I have to get the nuts all the way back up this pipe, making sure that they're the right way round. Ugh. Okay, so that wasn't too bad, but it's only finger tight, so you can see it's flush. So far so good, but it isn't totally tight. And it's kind of an awkward angle to get a spanner or anything down there. Not quite sure what to do. So we could continue on with the other two. That would mean I need to disassemble those taps, because that's where the beer lines are. Okay, let's give it a whirl. So, trying to get this off. Can't get it. Yeah, I need to be careful of this. It's really hard to get off. I could get it with a what's it called? Screwdriver or something, just try to pry it off, but I'd probably split this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it just here with the old knife, and then I'll slice it down here and just peel it off, and then I'll thread it back on. Yep, this knife just goes straight through it like butter. Okay, pretty clean, and I'll just too easy. Done. Do the same with the other one. Okay, we've got it off. It's a bit dirty inside, but now we need to take the taps off, so we can eventually get the shanks off and pull the beer line out. And then I'll push the beer line and we'll do all that. So you can see I got one out. One little trick that I found, sometimes these are, I found these are quite tight, and you can't get anything in there apart from your fingers. What I could do though is put the tap back on and use the leverage to sort of loosen it off, and just use my fingers to hold it as it sort of went around, and that it worked the first time. God damn it. Yeah, there we go. So now I'm going to take these off. So the pipes should just fall through there once that's done. I might try and pull them off first. If not, I'll just do the same thing I did with the other end, just cut that little bit off and slice it open. Right, that's done. Now these lines are going to need a good clean. They are filthy. I haven't used these taps in months. Anyway, I've realised there's an issue. Now this is a stainless steel font, and this is a chrome plated font. It's got a nice little collar to hide these screws. However, it goes over the top. Ew. So I'm gonna have to take that out again. Put the collar back on. What do you reckon? I should definitely clean the collar first. Yeah, I definitely should do that. Alright guys, so that's the tubing. It's disgusting, and it's really thin in a diameter compared to the 4mm that we've got here. So I'm worried by using that I'm going to have different lengths of the line, vastly different lengths. And so what I'm going to do, I've decided to bin that. I'm going to go buy myself another 10 meters of this. So I think this is approximately 3 meters in length. I hope that's enough. Oh well, frig it. So if I do like 2 more 3 meter lengths, at least all the taps will be the same pressure, and I'll be able to dial it in from the regulator side. So, alright, it's the next day. We're back. Now, I've been to the store, got some extra lines. However, these are 5mm inner diameter, and this is 4mm. The store was out of 4mm, so we're just going to see how we go. So, 4mm is too small to fit onto these barbs that I already had. I'm going to try and get the 5mm on, and I've got this oopsie daisy, push fitting for the 4mm inner diameter, which I've got some already, but I want to keep them for when I bottle, so I don't have to disconnect kegs and stuff. So these are on. If you're having trouble with these, one thing that I found, where is it? When I was first doing it, when I was pushing the barb on, it just put a little bit of plastic that sort of obscured the hole a little bit, so I just cut with my special knife, so it's a nice clean cut, and then heated it up in a little cup of water, and then it pushed onto the barb, no problems. This is 1mm bigger, so this went on a little easier, but still the same way. Alrighty, let's get these threaded into the tap, and then we can pass them through the hole, screw the font on, and then we'll connect up the disconnects once they're through there. Alright, we're done. That wasn't too bad at all. The hardest part was getting the last nut and washer past all those other tubes. But yeah, those of you who are saying, oh, there's no clamps on there, I'm going to try it without clamps. These were a tight fit, and they don't come off when I pull them, when I yank on them, so I'm just going to try it. I'm going to live dangerously. So, let's get this fastened on the keg fridge. And for you fellas at home who might be doing this, don't do that. I don't know how I did that. Oh boy. There we go. Look at that. That is a thing of beauty. I've got a straight handle out in the shed somewhere. I've got to find it. I'll just show you what I was doing with the hose barbs. As you can see, like, it's pretty tight. It's not going on there, so I'm going to try and heat it up. Put some boiling water here. Just give it a few seconds, and I should be able to squeeze it on here. See how we go. Come on. There we go. So that's on pretty good. There you go. Let that cool down and do the same with the other one. There we go. She's on. And that's not coming off in a hurry. So I reckon this one we're right to go with sanitizer. Might clean out the keg that needs washing. Might put some PBW in that and pass it through all of these, and that's not a job for today. That's a job for future Stas.
So here we are, future Stas. Yes, I did clean the kegs, well, the beer lines, and they are, as you have probably seen, working just great. I also did find the matching stainless steel collar for the font after I installed it, and needless to say, the chrome one's still on there because I couldn't be bothered taking all the taps off. Yeah, anyway, if you stuck around this long, I hope you found it interesting, and just want to thank Carl from the Floor Sweepers Union. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. Thank you for sending me this. This is making my throat feel a lot better. It's warming up now. And I'm still getting very similar smell. That nice, slightly spicy notes coming out a little bit more now that's warmed up from the yeast. And yeah, it's not quite as sweet as I would have expected a Belgian Dubbel to be. It does have that, and it's probably because I tipped the yeast in. But yeah, it's nice. It's very nice, and thank you again for posting it out. Oh, with the Dank Lord, there's going to be such a big beer mail coming. I'm very excited. And but anyway, I got to sign off because this video is going to be ridiculously long. But I'm very excited. I will see you on the other side of the big brew day. So for all you folks out there, this is Stas from Stas Brewing, signing out. Cheers.